Joined by a special guest. I don't know if I should call you Wunderkind anymore. You are an Instagram rock star. You are, among other things, an entrepreneur. 22-year-old Dylan Perentis joining me. He's going to be here for the entire show. What's going on, dude?
What's going on? Just hanging out, getting ready to start a live show. It's going to be fantastic.
Not too bad for an old guy putting together a studio.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, this studio is better than mine. I was impressed. I walked in here, I was expecting something. You were like, oh, it's great. And, when most of the time when an old person's like, oh, it's great with the technology, and it's not.
You're expecting me to be fumbling with my safety belt, I don't know how to use it.
Well,
that kind of thing. But no,
it's great. It's fantastic.
Built a hell of a studio.
Yeah.
So we're going to start in about a minute, guys. And we've got some analysis of what happened with the State of the Union, and more importantly, just what complete a-holes the Democrats are. So we'll get to that very shortly. Stick around. One, two, three. Shall we get this started, ladies and gentlemen? I think we should. So let's start it. In just a couple of seconds here. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Carson Show. Are you ready to be podsmacked? Now, here's Rob Carson.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Wednesday edition, day after the SOTU. The SOTU, the State of the Union. Dylan Perentis joining me in the studio. You are a political commentator, young guy. You're a 22-year-old dude. Got a lot of people on Instagram. You also have a YouTube channel and whatnot. Before we go any further, just tell me a little bit and our audience a little bit about you, because I know there are a lot of your audience members watching as well.
Well, I do Instagram. Obviously, a lot of you guys who are here follow me on 2_savage_4_Democrats on Instagram. But I do also run a news media website called Redline Media. So if you're here and you're not from Instagram, you can go check that out. We have daily articles, just amazing content going up there, podcasts, amazing shows. So it's a fantastic place to go if you're interested in that kind of thing. It's for the real news. We don't have any fake news over there. It's strictly, it's real news.
Yes, thank you. Now, you know the thing, Dylan, and I got into this thing like a year ago. Yeah. And I was a little puppy. Mm-hmm. And you were you were like my Yoda, for because you kind of showed me how to do some things, and not only just video podcasting, audio podcasting, building a t-shirt line, the whole deal. And it's been very, very helpful. And I think that while we have been very successful, I think even bigger things are coming for both of us.
Oh, 100%.
Because this new media, Dylan, and by the way, this studio, you're looking at this studio right now.
Yeah.
This I built, I didn't know anything about this stuff.
Yeah.
Before you kind of said, hey, Rob, you ought to do this, you ought to do that, you ought to do this. Mm-hmm. By the way, did you like the faux brick wall behind you? Isn't that spectacular? Yeah, you know where I got that from?
You know what you could do is we could actually make the border wall out of faux brick. You still have the border wall. It'd be so easy and cheap.
Yes,
I don't know why they're not thinking of this.
And the thing is about that is I got it from Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, doesn't he have a brick wall?
He does have a brick wall.
He has a brick wall. So I said, okay, I'm going to try and be like Joe Rogan, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I put the faux, it's faux brick.
Yes.
I don't have the budget to do a real brick wall.
Yeah. No, it would be very expensive to tear out the wall and put it.
Yes.
Be random.
Yes, exactly. Build the wall. I did. It took me one trip to Home Depot and a sheet of faux brick. So a lot of things with regard to the State of the Union. I want to get into some audio on that, Dylan. You watched it last night.
I did. No, actually, no, I missed it.
You missed it. Son of a gun.
Yeah, I did watch the Grammys, though.
Oh, God. Yeah. What a turd sickle that was. What a turd.
And they had Hillary Clinton. Like, how
what a turd.
How desperate can you be? Hillary Clinton's talking about. Okay, first of all, I laughed. Can I touch on this?
Yeah, go. Yeah.
I laughed so hard when Hillary Clinton's making fun of Donald Trump eating the McDonald's when she was the one sitting there. Yes, I carry hot sauce in my purse.
Oh yeah, she carries hot sauce.
Yeah, so we're supposed to,
Dear
whatever.
God.
Yeah.
The Grammys I did not watch. I watched a little bit of it. I don't like awards programs because they're so self-righteous. And now the big thing is, everybody's going to wear a black dress. Everybody's going to wear, we used to have the pink ribbons on for, breast cancer awareness. Now we've got people in Congress, women in Congress wearing black for what, stop it.
Yeah. It doesn't help the issue.
Stop it.
It doesn't help the issue. You know what would help the issue is them calling people out like Al Franken before he was exposed by the media. If they had come out and said, oh, hey, because there's no way they didn't know about any of this. You expect me to believe that Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all these bigwigs in the Senate didn't know about Al Franken and his habits? Like, I just find that so hard to believe.
Well, here's what I said at the beginning of all of it. And because of my years on the planet, I was able to kind of figure out that this wasn't going to stop at Hollywood because Democrats are in the pants of Hollywood and vice versa. Yes. So I knew this was going to spread to Hollywood. And then I knew this was going to go to New York. Mm-hmm. Because you've got a liberal media establishment, you've got music, media in general is in the pants of Democrats and vice versa. And everybody knew about Harvey Weinstein in Hollywood. So you know that Hillary Clinton, that everybody in Washington, D.C. knew about Harvey Weinstein as well.
Yeah, well, they all knew. The thing is, it's not about, people think it's just about, look, you can go with the boys will be boys kind of thing and make it's not about that. No. It's 110% about power in these positions. These people are using, and now look, Harvey Weinstein, what he did was terrible. What Al Franken did was terrible. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, whatever. I do not have any respect for individuals that do that. But the issue is like, this is just as much to people who know about it that aren't doing anything. It's their fault as well, right? You can't throw the blame on men when you're sitting there and you know that this is going on.
Well,
right?
Hillary Clinton had the same thing happen with a campaign, one of her big campaign managers, and she moved someone to another job and kept this guy on. Mm-hmm. And she says because she felt that he was, he was punished enough, and I don't have the guy's name in front of me right now, but Hillary Clinton has done this her entire damn life.
Yeah.
She's done it. You don't like those big headphones?
Well, they're kind of loud. Can you turn it down a little bit?
Yeah, well, hold on.
The volume just a little bit there.
Not sure what chord that is.
It's this one.
Hold on.
It's the one right there.
Hold on.
Yeah. A little technical difficulties here on the show. The Rob Carson
show.
Wait. Here, talking ears.
Go ahead. 1, 2. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. That's good.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Perfect. Yeah.
You have 22-year-old ears. I have 50-year-old ears.
Yeah.
So,
mine are nice and crisp.
Actually, my hearing is not as bad as it could be.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the State of the Union address last night. And I predicted when I was employed at a radio station locally that this Donald Trump would be professional wrestling. And I actually saw it echoed today by Howie Kurtz on Fox News. I said this a year and a half ago, it's going to be professional wrestling. Last night was not professional wrestling. His campaign was. A lot of what he does is.
Yeah.
Last night, I thought he delivered a Reagan-esque, incredibly positive speech, and we had a bunch of children. The Congressional Black Caucus, Democrats in general. Nancy Pelosi looked like a 5-year-old girl who had cleaned off her plate, and the broccoli was still there, and she had no way to hide it, and the dog wouldn't eat it, so she was sitting there like a child. She was behaving like a child. She was looking like a child. I really was terribly, terribly, terribly disappointed in the Democrats because they took it to a new level. Not only disdain, but childish behavior. Your thoughts on the not only the speech but also the reaction?
I thought that Donald Trump did a good job. I think it started off very bipartisan. I think he extended an olive branch to both parties. And then I think he kind of went into his own, which I understand not standing as the other party just to prove a point. But when you're not standing for basic stuff like, in God we trust, and, when he talked about amnesty, which I don't agree with at all, right? And we can get into that later in the show with the amnesty thing. But I didn't, he was talking about amnesty, which is a major part of the Democratic platform. When he was talking about all Americans of all races, of all colors, whatever you are, and he was saying they have dreams too. These people were sitting. When he talked about the historically low unemployment for African Americans, these people were sitting. The stuff wasn't even political. Like, how stupid do you have to be? You know what I think it is? I think that they want to destroy their party and replace it. Not completely destroy it, but I think that they are trying to make this move because they've made a clear decision, right? There's the moderate Democrats, and then there's the far left Bernie millennial Democrats. Yes. And the Democratic Party has made a clear choice in all of their actions. Having Bernie as such a big figure, having, Nancy Pelosi change her tone drastically from when Obama was president until now. She's become much more extreme. Yeah. They have chosen to go with the far left radical side of the party. And that's fine. You could do that. But if you want to have nobody come out and vote for you in elections, that's what's going to happen. These moderate Democrats are going to keep voting for Trump because you've chosen to go with the radicals. And I will tell you also, when you look at some of the things last night, Dylan, that where they sat, and I'll run through a few of these. Yeah. We have some audio. Yeah. 5 things Democrats refuse to applaud through. Mm-hmm. The national anthem. When he talked about the national anthem, stand during the damn national anthem. Mm-hmm. Love that. I'm going to play that in a second here. Yeah. The words "In God We Trust," tax cuts, record low black unemployment, and veterans. They sat on their asses, and I got to tell you, it really ticked me off. They were childish. Mm-hmm. They were childish. It's like you got your kid in a shopping cart and you avoid the candy aisle, and you get a temper tantrum. That's what it reminded me. Look at all the people listening. Kathleen says, "I love broccoli." Yes. Inga, first time watching tonight. Inga, nice to have you. Inga Hendley. Well, Kathleen can eat my broccoli because I am not a fan of broccoli, so I'll just send her all my broccoli. Right. See, I love myself some broccoli. I'm not a big fan of broccoli. I was thinking about that. I like green beans. You like green beans? I like green beans and corn. I like ones you can mix with other foods, like corn and mac and cheese. Can't beat it. And I can make that, and I'm a terrible cook. All right, let's listen to a little bit of audio from the State of the Union address, which I thought was enormously positive. I thought it was very Reagan-esque. I think anybody who's making up this bull crap about divisive and all this, because Donald Trump decided to mention the real truth that you've got people streaming across the southern border, and they bring with them, sorry, not all of them are, but they bring with them MS-13 gang members. They bring in rapists, criminals, all sorts of stuff, okay? Mm-hmm. And you can be all pissed off about that and everything. That's not what it's about. It's not calling everybody those things. And that sort of narrative that started with the campaign, and everybody said that Donald Trump was saying that every Mexican is a rapist. No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said they're bringing crime, they're bringing drugs, and they're rapists, which is true. I mean, look at Kate Steinle, which, by the way, shame on Congress for not passing Kate's law. I mean, that is just absolutely insane that they didn't do that. But it's true. It's an absolute fact. I don't like immediately assuming when you hear that an illegal is involved in a crime. I don't like immediately capitalizing on that and immediately jumping as a conservative and saying, see? Because, crimes happen all the time. Yeah. And so I think it's intellectually lazy to do that. Mm-hmm. But it does. And we bring people in here. And with DACA, we release them wholesale into society. Mm-hmm. Now, Barack Obama had a second piece of legislation, a second executive order that was challenged by 25 states, which would have allowed all of their relatives to come in. And the reason why they did that, they wanted to upset the balance of power in the country. Mm-hmm. That didn't work. But what they ended up with was all these kids in the country. Yeah. Now, DACA, sorry, I disagree with you. DACA, if it's kids and you come here and you're 10 years old and you're 30 now, and you've got children and you've led a great life, I think you should be punished.
Okay, even though you're a child, I think there's some things that maybe you need to work towards getting your right to vote and whatnot.
That's what I'm saying. Here's the
go ahead. No. Well, I'm just saying you can't punish a child as an adult. Okay, you can say you came to this country illegally and all that stuff. You can't punish a 10-year-old as an adult. Sorry, that's bullcrap. And honestly, and if you're hyper conservative, and I'm a libertarian leading conservative, and I'm not a liberal, if you come here and you're 10 years old and your mom and dad bring you here and you're 30 years old and you've followed all the rules and you've tried, maybe you haven't tried enough to become an American citizen, I think you ought to. You don't have to go back to your country where you a third world hellhole that you've never lived in with your children. You should be given a pathway to citizenship, and that's going to piss off a lot of hyper conservative people. Go ahead.
Here's my issue: is that who do you think these people are going to vote for?
Well,
they're going to vote for Democrats, and this is the issue. Ronald Reagan.
But that doesn't mean you punish children.
But it's not about the kids. It's not about the kids. It's not about the children. To me, it's not about the children. It's about who they're going to vote for. Because Ronald Reagan in the 1980s granted amnesty, basically threw California for the Democrats for the rest of the. I mean, that was one of his biggest mistakes, which he admitted, and he did it in exchange for border security, which he never got from the Democrats. So when Donald Trump comes out and says we're going to pass terrific amnesty for 2 million illegals, I want it. And then, and it's just like, those are 2 million. Okay, here, I did some math. All right, let me tell you this. This is stunning. All right.
By the way, I hate you because you can do the Donald Trump impersonation. I can't do it yet. I need to work on it.
We're going to do big league.
I know.
So right now, they haven't released the official numbers yet.
Yes.
But there's 73% less border crossings than President Obama under President Trump.
Which means that the wall is already 73% complete, Dylan.
Exactly. Well, here, listen.
It already is.
So we're going to build the wall, right? So there's about 43,000 illegals crossing the country a year. Okay, 43,000. That's the number that I did with my math, which I didn't. Yeah, I'm not very good at math, but I did.
You're real smart.
So if we grant amnesty to 2 million illegals and then build the wall would be preventing illegals 40,000 per year. It would take 47 years for the wall to balance out the number of people that would have come over to the number of people that he has already just allowed to stay. So what's the point of the wall? If we now just allow 2 million illegals, it'll take 47 years.
I don't listen. Like there's a case. I had a case last week. I was following this guy. Yeah. He's 39. He came here when he was 10, and he's got 2 children, and they're going to send him back to Mexico or Honduras or Uruguay or whatever the hell it is. Mm-hmm. It makes no sense to break up that family. It makes no sense because you've got children who were born here, who've lived their lives here, have gone to American schools. They're your kids and my kids. My kids are that way. Could you imagine if my kids were sent to a third world country? No, it's not fair to the kids. It doesn't do any good. All it does is destroy lives. If you are willing to, maybe there's a punishment. Maybe there's you take away the right to vote for a decade or whatever. But at the same time, it does you no good to create send dad back to Honduras while the kids stay here and the family is wrecked for a decade.
Why is that our fault? It's not our fault. Like, see, then you've created a loophole to now where
it's not the it's a 10-year-old.
Okay, but let me put it this way.
Come on, you're a heartless bastard. What the hell?
Let me put it this way. If my dad were to rob a bank, right? And let's say he just broke into the bank, didn't steal any money, just broke into the bank. Mm. All right. So they technically, that's illegal in and of itself, just breaking in. So they break in, he goes to jail. Could I say, all he did was just break in? He didn't do anything in there. How is this fair that he's breaking up the family?
What if he's 10 years old?
Well, no, I'm talking about me. Let's say I was young. He breaks into a bank, doesn't steal anything or do any damage, but breaking in and of itself is a crime. He would go to jail. I could make the same case about them breaking up the family when he didn't do any damage. Coming to this country is illegal, and you shouldn't be able to get out of it just by having a kid. I think that's so unfair to the people who waited. We have a family friend. Yeah. Took them 15 years to get in here legally. They finally get here, start from nothing, worked their way up. Now the guy's a dentist, and the mom is very successful as well. She started their own company. Yeah. It's unfair to those people.
Yes.
When people can come here illegally.
The case that I was using was a grandfather brought in the kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. The kid now has had 2 kids, 2 children. He's married. Mm-hmm. I don't think this is an anchor baby situation. It's I'm 10 years old. Grandpa brought me in. I'm here. What's now that I'm this age, you're going to send me back to Mexico or whatever, and I'm going to be away. And this is bullcrap too. They also need to streamline the process of approval with regard to citizenship. 10 to 12 years is bull crap. You should not have to wait 10 to 12 effing years. By the way, Marlene has joined us. Brad, welcome. Hey, guys, on the comments, if you would, go ahead and tell me where you're from, because we like to kind of point out where you're listening also. And if you're a Dylan fan and you're joining me for the first time, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here, because I know you got a lot of fans, Dylan. So anyway, and it's not just because of the live sex chat line, because the
live sex chat line's doing well.
You do a great job. You really do a very nice job. It's tasteful too. It's very. Oh yes, it's very good.
Rob Carson calls in every night at the same time and tries to do his best female imitation.
Yes, hello, is Dylan there?
Yes, it never works.
I know it's. Hello, Dylan. Hi, this is Inga. This is Inga calling. All right, let's hear some audio from Donald Trump's speech last night. Here he is, and this is I thought a great moment. The people are saying that Hillary Clinton used the frame "New American Moment" in a 2010 speech, which of course she didn't write, but Donald Trump used it last night. So they're saying he copied it. No, listen to the rest of it. Here he is, the president from last night.
This, in fact, is our new American moment. There has never been a better time to start living the American dream.
Marty in Spokane, hello.
So to every citizen watching at home tonight, no matter where you've been or where you've come from, this is your time. If you work hard, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in America, then you can dream.
He is a racist.
Oh, racist.
He is a white supremacist. Did you hear what he just said? Yeah. If you work hard and believe in yourself, you can actually do something in this country.
It's unbelievable.
Unreal.
I can't believe it.
You can be anything. And together, we can achieve absolutely anything.
That racist, misogynistic son of a bee.
He just lost my vote.
I honestly, I'm done.
I'm done. I can't do it. I don't understand. You know what? I'm sitting for the next speech. Screw this.
Here are some of the things. Now, here's one thing that the Democrats actually stood up, and that is the recognition of Steve Scalise. Steve Scalise was shot by Bernie Sanders supporters at a baseball practice in Virginia 5 years ago. Had to learn to walk again. Came back to work 3 months later.
Some trials over the past year touched this chamber very personally. With us tonight is one of the toughest people ever to serve in this House. A guy who took a bullet, almost died, and was back to work 3.5 months later. The legend.
It's like, Steve, just take a little time to learn to walk again. I mean, we're okay. We'll be okay. Just learn to walk again.
He came right back.
Yeah, I know.
From Louisiana, Congressman Steve Scalise.
Stud. This is very cool. I had Steve Scalise on my show at KCMO 2 years ago. I didn't know who this guy was.
Yeah.
And it was kind of remarkable now that I look back. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Enormously positive person.
He's a great guy. You can there are people in Congress, which, by the way, well, we'll finish this, but there are people in Congress who really do their job. You know, they really represent the people, and they do what's best for the American people. And it's a shame that there are so many corrupt people that debate. But Steve Scalise is one of those people that really does his job and does a terrific.
I think he's great. Pretty cool dude. Yeah. If you get a chance to share, we're going to be here until about the top of the hour. So Dylan Perentis joining me, who is I used to call you a wunderkind because I met you when you were like 20 years old.
19
years old. And you came and visited me at the station. I'm like, who's this guy? Then you ended up kind of being my sensei with regard to new media. Yeah. And it's pretty cool. Redlinemedia.org. Redlinemedia.org is his site. And you've taught me a hell of a lot about this new media. Let's do a little bit more of the some of the things that the Democrats did not stand for. They actually sat down, did nothing. Here's the president. And this, there was nothing wrong with being patriotic. There was nothing wrong in saying, "In God we trust."
Together, we are rediscovering the American way. In America, we know that faith and family, not government and bureaucracy, are the center of American life. The motto is, "In God we trust."
Now, you heard a couple of things. MSNBC's Joy Reid. You ever watch that awful show? It's called Morning Joy. It's called Morning Joy on MSNBC, and it is where insanity goes completely unchecked.
Wait a minute. So they really have Morning Joe and Morning Joy.
Morning Joy, yeah, exactly.
They have both. Who the hell is deciding these names?
I don't know.
Who's like, we're out of names. Morning Joy.
It's just
like
it's
Morning Joe's like, that's copyright.
It's stupid. Here's what she tweeted last night: Church, family, police, military, the national anthem. This is the exact tweet. Trump trying to call on all the tropes of 1950s era nationalism. The goal of the speech appears to be the force of normalization of Trump on the terms of a bygone era his supporters are nostalgic for. Church, family, police, military, the national anthem. This is how ungodly out of touch the Democrat Party and people like her are. It's gone so bat guano crazy that, and people just went, honestly, I think that the Democrats, I think that Joy Reid and all these people and those who sat during the national anthem when they said black unemployment at an all-time low, I really think they're going to be left in the dust of history with regard to this president. Your thoughts?
I mean, I agree too. I think, like I said, the Democrat Party has abandoned their base. They have now moved to the radicals and they've embraced the radicals. These people are they're walking around. Imagine, if you ever think that you're going nowhere in life, just imagine that there are people out there marching for rights that they already have. There's a whole group of women out there and men marching for rights that they already have. There is not one right. I've made multiple posts on my Instagram page asking for one right that men have that women don't. They can't offer any. Well, you guys can go to the pool without your shirt on. So yeah, but I'm not the one breastfeeding kids. Right?
And I can't use tampons.
Yeah, I can't use. Yeah,
I mean, maybe if I wanted to dip it in a glass of water, just to absorb the water,
just to see how it works. It's a little science experiment,
maybe something like that.
Yeah, but it's like there is not one. If your right is you can't wear a shirt, I mean, it's like it's for your benefit. Because if you didn't wear a shirt and then men started looking, you'd be like, oh my gosh, you sexist men. So it's like, what do you want? I mean, I don't understand it at all.
By the way, Alice is fighting the good fight online. She's saying, come on, people, share the podcast. Share the podcast. Last week I had 127,000 views. Very, very good. We are fighting the good fight with Liberty One TV because the social media networks are going after publishers. They're going after publishers. And we're fighting for what we have here. We are fighting for what we have, and we're succeeding. So please share with others, as me, Rob Carson, hello, and Dylan Perentis. Join me in the studio. Jim Pope said of Joy Reid's comments, no, Joy, the left is so out of touch you don't even recognize normal when you see it. Don't you seriously consider church, family, police, military, the national anthem to be terms of a bygone era? And it is. And this is the kind of crap that's being taught on university campuses. That's what it is. Okay, that's just the way it is. If you want to kind of keep an eye on the comments, because we have so many. Nelly has just joined us.
Can I turn this right here?
Please, just look at those, and if you see something worthy, because it's so hard to keep up with all the comments when you guys are tuning in, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it, right away.
Yeah.
Let's see. Patricia Dixon said, since when are things like church and family bygone era? You know what? Here's the problem. And I'm a terrible churchgoer. All right, I'm Easter. Okay, I'm Easter.
You're a Creaster.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I'm a Christian.
Yeah, a Christian.
I've taught my children to believe in God, and maybe they do. I hope they do. I've taught it from a kind of a scientific perspective that God exists. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but you know what? There's nothing wrong with the things that I just mentioned. The military and the police protect your ass, by the way. Church, family. Let's see what.
Oh, no wonder they're so against family.
Well, they started making fun of. You don't remember this because I think you were wearing diapers when Bill Clinton was the president. They made fun of family values. George H.W. Bush used the expression family values, and the Democrat Party laughed about it. And they laughed about it. And I got to tell you, when you look at the inner cities in this country where 75%, 80% of children are born out of wedlock, dads are not around, 75% abortion rate, okay? 10 times the national murder rate. Yeah, bygone era. What's so great about the new era? What's so great about this effing era right now? Joy Reid.
Well, let me tell you this, too. This is the same party that advocates, the pro-choice on their platform. I mean, they are not pro-family in any way, shape, or form. So it doesn't surprise me that these liberals are not standing for anything. These liberals are, getting mad at the pro-family thing because their major voter base, the family structure is broken. I mean, look at. You have to remember when you see the Congressional Black Caucus sitting for the historic low African American, and the Democrats sat too. I mean, these are not people who care about African Americans. I'm going to say it too. They don't care about African Americans. They don't care about the illegal immigrants. They may talk a big game, but what they want is the votes, and that's all they care about.
Yes.
LBJ, when he passed the Great Society, said, "I will have these N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years."
Oh yeah,
he said it, and they don't care.
And by the way, Dylan, also they need a what's the word I'm looking for? They need a constant state of need from the bourgeois. They need a constant state of need. They need the government to be the rescuer. That's what this is all about. They never will be happy. Now that black unemployment is going down dramatically, now that it's going, that's a terrible thing for the Democrat Party. Yeah. It's a terrible thing. Do we have any good comments?
We have a good comment right here from Brad. Let me see if I can read this. Scenario: man and child breaks into your home. You call the police. Police come and arrest the man. They have nowhere to go with the child. Oh, it just went away. Where'd it go?
Oh, crap. I don't know.
No.
I've got so many of them, dude. How do I open this up?
I don't know, but we just missed his comment. Dang it, I was halfway into a scenario. I was getting into it.
I'll give you the mouse.
Yeah, give me the mouse here. Let's see.
And hang on to it. Maybe you can open Word and put it on Word, whatever.
That was a good comment. Hey, Corey, if you want to come back and comment that again.
Please do.
Because I did when we were in the middle of reading that scenario. So.
Anyway, Rob Carson again joining by Dylan Perentis, who is a new generation millennial host, podcaster, the whole deal. Real quick, before we go any further, I want to mention a couple of things. Want to mention sponsor. Okay. Three Little Pigs Barbecue. Kansas City barbecue, the best thing in the world. Am I right, Dylan Perentis?
Barbecue in Kansas City is terrific.
You can order the rubs, you can order the sauces, and they've got 4 rubs, 3 sauces. That's it. They got one restaurant in Kansas City. So if you want to order the rubs and sauces and make Kansas City barbecue, you can order it right there at that website. You can also go to Lowe's, Bass Pro, Ace Hardware, Shields, True Value. All right, you can go to all of those stores, 3 Little Pigs, rubs and sauces. See that guy there on the left? Chris Marks won the World Series of Barbecue 4 times in Kansas City. Nobody does that. Bass Pro, Lowe's Hardware, Ace Hardware, Shields Sporting Goods, Mills Fleet Farm, Blaine's Farm Fleet, that's Midwestern, right? True Value Hardware as well. All of those, they're an official sponsor of this year's radio program, which is pretty darn cool. All right.
I'm trying to see if I can find the comment right here.
Okay. From one of our...
Well, I'm watching it live on my phone.
Oh, nice. So
it's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, check it out, dude. Check it out. Yeah. Let me play a little more audio from the president. Oh, you want to hear what... this... Democrats did not stand. Democrats did not stand to this.
Preston's reverence for those who have served our nation.
Talking about the little boy who put flags up on veterans' graves on his own.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Here's what the president had to say about the flag and the anthem.
Reminds us of why we salute our flag, why we put our hands on our hearts for the Pledge of Allegiance, and why we proudly stand for the national anthem.
And, of course, the Democrats did not stand. Think about how bad crap crazy this party has gone that you can't stand when black people are employed more. You can't stand when somebody says, you stand during the damn national anthem. You stand during the Pledge of Allegiance. How far left, how radically academic has the Democrat Party become that happens?
Well, you got to remember, like I said, I mean, I'm repeating myself, but literally they've appealed to this side. They are so anti-American. These people, these millennials, and look, I'm a millennial. Like I'm a millennial, so I understand what's going on with this group. They are so out of touch. I mean, it's almost like these people are pre-programmed. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Oh, yeah. When Trump won the election, I had friends. I can't talk to them anymore. It's literally, they have gone completely insane.
Yeah.
You can't have a conversation with them because the minute you say you support Trump, it's the end of it for you. I mean, they're just like, oh, yeah, racist, big and it's like, it literally seems like they're pre-programmed. No, not Alex Jones. Those people are pre-programmed. The chemicals in the water. I'm not doing that. But it's these people are so anti-American. And you know what's funny is that they sit here with their iPhones. They're in Starbucks ranting about how terrible capitalism is. Why don't you go move to Venezuela? Actually, I have a challenge that I'll put forward. I will pay one-way ticket for anybody in this country who wants to go to Venezuela and stay there. They can't come back. Yeah. And they can live in the socialist country. I will pay for that.
You see that guy, the North Korean who defected, took 2 years. Mm-hmm. He lost a leg and an arm.
Oh, Ji Sung Ho.
Ji Sung Ho.
Yes.
He was in North Korea. I saw the story about this guy. Mm-hmm. He lived in North Korea, frigid northeastern region of North Korea, between China and Russia. The height of the famine in the 1990s. He was 22, a notorious near Camp 22, a notorious gulag. He and his family were starving to death. Listen to this. This is North Korea. This is North Korea. Crops were harvested. They dug up and ate roots. There was a tree with a soft layer under the hard outer bark that could be beaten and boiled until edible. You could make a kind of cake by mixing the pulp with cornstarch. Grandmother starved to death. Starved to death. He resulted to stealing coal and trading it for a meager amount of food. One time when he was trying to steal coal from a train, it ran over his leg and his arm, and he lost both of them. He had them removed without anesthesia. And then he was thrown in jail. Unbelievable. And you got Democrats saying this guy and these people who were there last night were props. They were really? How cynical, how a-hole-ish are the Democrats that they would say these people, the victims, two families who lost daughters to MS-13 gang violence.
Well, didn't they bring props? They brought the undocumented immigrants. Oh, yeah, and I was saying Trump should have brought ICE members. He should have the undocumented immigrants sitting there, and then all of a sudden, when they came in first before the president, here is ICE, and they come running in. Everyone's running. It's a
baby.
Breakout in the thing.
Just play the beat. Now listen. I'm going to play a little bit more of the audio from. Here's another one. This is what caused Luis Gutierrez from Illinois to leave the building. He got up, he left, somebody patted him on the back. Listen to what the president said that caused Luis Gutierrez to leave. Tell me what's wrong with this.
Atop the dome of this Capitol stands the Statue of Freedom. She stands tall and dignified among the monuments to our ancestors who fought and lived and died to protect her.
You might as well just put a Nazi flag up there, right? I mean, honestly,
may as well.
A swastika, just like the Brandenburg Gate, something like that.
Monuments to Washington and Jefferson and Lincoln and King.
Slave owners.
Yeah. Memorials to the heroes of Yorktown and Saratoga. To young Americans who shed their blood on the shores of Normandy and the fields beyond.
God, this guy's such a racist.
I can't believe it.
Son of a God.
I voted for this guy. It will forever rest on my conscience
ridiculous.
That I voted for Donald Trump.
Others who went down.
I almost threw up in my mouth there.
The waters of the Pacific and the skies all over Asia. And freedom stands tall over one more monument. This one. This Capitol, this living monument, this is the monument to the American people.
These built by slaves.
Yeah.
Right? We built by slaves. There is that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this caused Luis Gutierrez to get up, and he couldn't take it anymore. They were chanting USA, USA. Can you believe that? Can you just believe they did that? Oh my God.
Yeah. It was insane. That I stopped watching at that point.
And I mentioned this. Trump used the word America more than 80 times. The ACLU's pissed about that. Do you know that?
They get mad at that?
Oh, they get really mad. Faiz Shakur.
Oh, Faiz.
Okay, yes, Faiz. ACL's national political director. He said, tonight, Donald Trump used the word America more than 80 times in his speech, yet after a divisive first year, we hear and feel how exclusionary that America is, with policies that have harmed so many vulnerable American communities, like the African-American community, who has the lowest unemployment rate in recorded history. The ACLU stands ready to protect these communities, both in the courts and at the polls. What the hell is the ACL-effing-U and the Congressional Black Caucus done for blacks in America? Come on.
Nothing.
Not
They're all Democrats. They're all Democrats who have been running these communities for years. But again, the only way that the Democratic Party can exist is if people are reliant on the government. Because if you've got a bunch of people who aren't relying on the government, they'll be saying, hey, wait a minute. I'm paying taxes for this welfare. I'm paying taxes for this stuff. I don't want this. So they have to keep these people on that. They like when these people are on welfare. They enjoy when these communities are being pushed down. Also, it's funny because they got mad at Trump mentioning America 80 times.
Yes.
You remember when Obama mentioned himself over 100 times in his speech?
Yes,
it's like, what? So it's okay to mention yourself? If Trump had stood up there, Donald Trump, That's what I expected, honestly. Like I expected I'm the best, I'm the good, but it wasn't like that at all.
Not at all.
It was about America and uniting America, which I thought was terrific. But it's funny how that's controversial. But then back in 2014, 2015, whatever, when Obama would mention himself, and I would bring it up, well, he's the president, he has to mention himself because he's the one that's been doing it. Well, yeah whatever.
Donald Trump mentioned we and us, I think, 130 or 40 times. Mentioned himself, I think, 29 times. Yeah. Barack Obama, the last State of the Union, the last SOTU, as it were, much more. Let's get some, I want to hear some reaction from the media with regard to Donald Trump's speech last night. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I don't, it's just the hate fest continues. I'm just so God darn sick of it. Yeah. Here is ABC, a little ADT this morning montage, or I'm not sure if it was this morning, but George Snuffleupagus was a part of it. Here's the ABC speech analysis after a very positive speech where Donald Trump said he's reaching out his hand to the other side. He was going to allow 1.8 million dreamers to stay and bring their immediate families, that is siblings, mom and dad. Not good enough. Here's ABC with regard to the speech.
Fiddle load.
Come on.
Never seen anything like it. Right now, the Democrats have basically run for the exits.
And George, you have to think about those.
Yeah, this is right after the speech.
Dozens of dreamers in the office
because they were throwing a temper tantrum, taking their ball, and going home.
They got out tonight. What they are thinking as they hear the president talk about this, as they see the divisions there on the floor, concerned that they could face deportation come the beginning of March, and what the dreamers were thinking when they heard the president say that line that will likely be one of the most memorable lines of this speeches when he said, "Americans are dreamers too."
Also, again, sort of stupid.
That is racist.
Would say racial tensions by bringing up this issue of kneeling during the national anthem.
Well, what I was thinking as I was listening to the speech is if the president met with me after the speech, I would say to him, well, that was how not to give a unified
That was
speech.
how not to do
So
it.
let's go back and give
because I've given so many. So I know exactly what not to do.
D-word for Richard. You know what? F you, Democrats. F you. He did reach his hand out. He offered an olive branch. He said, how about, here, this is what you love. This is what Democrats love. They love infrastructure projects. They love government work. He's given them $1.5 billion in infrastructure projects.
$1 trillion.
$1.5 trillion. What did I say?
You said $1 billion.
$1.5 billion. That wouldn't go very far.
No, that wouldn't go.
I was like,
we might be able to repair like the pothole outside.
It was
of my
like
house.
Dr. Evil. It's like $1 billion. You're like, what? That won't do anything. What the hell are you talking about? But that's what it was. $1.5 billion and 108 million dreamers allowed to become citizens. And the Democrat Party, they're the little wuss buckets. Yeah, I use the word wuss buckets. Yeah, it just honestly, and this is the reaction. ABC, they're doing everything they can, even though 75% of Americans loved the speech last night.
Yeah, 75%. That's insane.
Unreal.
You want me to go over some comments?
Go. So comments, please.
Frank Urban commented, powerful Frank Urban commented,
yes. That is what is wrong with America. People who are not held responsible for their actions. And then Kathleen said, it's a worldwide phenomenon and politicians are the prime examples of this. They seem Teflon coated. If global leaders are never held accountable for disastrous actions and decisions, then what sort of examples are they setting? I think that's a fantastic point because it's like you have got the people who are supposed to be setting the moral standard for this country. And we said everything about Donald Trump, what did he say about the grab and whatever? Donald Trump, since he's become president, has been so presidential. It's not even funny. He's been setting a great example for young children. And I know the media is painting him to be this horrible, awful guy, but he's been setting a great example. If our politicians, the Democrats, aren't standing for things like God, they're not standing for things like the national anthem, they're not standing for historically low unemployment, what do you think that's setting example of for the little kids who had to come home and watch that State of the Union? By the way, I am jealous for all the people in social studies who got to watch it, forced to with Trump. I had to do it with Obama. It's the worst thing ever. But what do you think the little kids who are watching that are thinking? Yeah. Oh, it's okay not to stand up for God. It's okay not to stand up for this. That's how they're seeing it.
Well, I thought that the things you could take away from the speech was a man who loves the country, who is a patriotic person. He's made some major F-ups in his life, but I'm just so amazed that so many people who love them some Bill Clinton are suddenly willing to just turn things upside down. And here's the thing. It's going to get uglier as this president is more successful, okay? Today, we got some economic data. Let me find it. I know economic data sounds boring, but it's actually really good. Hold on one second. Let me find it. I got a ton of stuff. While I'm doing this, would you like to promote what you do online, my
yes,
my friend?
if you want to check out more of me,
go ahead. Yes.
If you would like to see more of me, you can do so by going to my Instagram page, which is 2_savage_4_Democrats. I have a whole slew of memes. See the war.
No, like shirtless shots in front of the bathroom mirror.
No, that's the sex line.
Okay.
And I'll send those to you free of charge in the mail. All you have to do is pay shipping. But
between you and me,
yeah, that's what you have to go. So, but anyway. So I mean, the fight has moved from mainstream media to now alternative media sources. So I have Instagram with the memes, 251,000 followers.
Nice.
I have YouTube, 10,000 subscribers. You can go over there. I have redlinemedia.org for the real news, where you can check everything out at one place. It's fantastic. So I mean, if you guys want to go to redlinemedia.org, you can check that out. But cool. I think he found his economic stats. So
all right, here we go. Economic stats. You are just like you're just the next Ted Effin Turner. I mean, you're Roger Ailes. You're what the hell? That's crazy.
Roger Ailes. I hope I'm not exactly like Roger Ailes.
No, you're playing grab ass all the time. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah. Private payrolls grew by $234,000 in January versus $185,000 expected. Oh, wow. Amazing how that happens.
Yeah.
I almost did a Trump there. Hold on. Yeah.
It's about the throat.
It's about the throat. It's about the throat. Like that. Is that what you're saying? I'm working on it.
I can't do it that well either. I actually know a guy who does the best Trump imitation I've ever heard in my life. It's amazing.
I can do Morgan Freeman.
Let's hear Morgan Freeman.
Private payrolls grew by $241,000 in January versus $185,000 expected. Andy Dufresne is very excited. There you go. Thank you. I love it. Thank you. I can do a little bit of...
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit more audio. Here's the president concluding by celebrating the American people. I do believe he excluded black people, though.
Oh, yeah.
I do believe he excluded
minorities, actually.
all minorities. Yes, he did. This is it.
People dreamed this country. The people built this country. And it's the people who are making America great again.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yeah. Would you like to read that last comment?
Yes, this last comment.
It would give me much pleasure to have you read that for me.
To stroke Rob Carson's ego here. It says, Alice, I can't believe I have not watched Rob Carson before.
I know.
I'm hooked now.
Well.
Yeah.
Alice.
Yeah.
Let me reel you in. All right. I got some more audio I want to share here. Hold on a second. Van Jones. Here's Van Jones talking last night on the CNN. And Van Jones is a communist. Van Jones talking about what Donald Trump's speech was akin to poisoning children with candy. Here, check this out. This is spectacular.
Let me just say, master salesperson. He used all of those stories really well. He was selling sweet tasting candy with poison in it.
Okay, so Donald Trump is poisoning. What are you showing me here?
I'm just showing you the comments. Someone asked if we could talk about something.
Well, please go.
Well, okay. I mean, I was wondering if you were going to talk about that. Go ahead with what you were saying now. We'll get to that in a minute.
Poison candy. All right, he's poisoning children. That's what Dan Jones said. Donald Trump last night is the candy man who's covering the suckers in rat poison.
Yeah,
that's just brilliant.
Yeah,
that is just brilliant. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else I got here. Oh, Cory Booker. Here's Cory Booker. He's a senator, you know. Mm-hmm. Here's what he had to say about the speech last night. Got a couple comments from him, actually. I don't know if we'll get both of them.
No, well, he advertised this as somehow a unifying call to our country. It was everything but that. He kept hitting hot button after hot button, exaggeration, lie. As was said earlier, the fact checkers are going to have a field day on this. I'm already seeing the fact check.
I read the AP's fact check today. It was so grossly political. I mean, it was laughable. It didn't just state the fact. It also included major opinion. And it's like, these fact check websites are crap. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the media was supposed to be the fact checkers.
Yeah.
The media is not the fact checker.
No, I'm the fact checker.
Yes.
I am the fact checker, and it was correct.
You are a mother fact checker.
Yeah.
Here's a little bit more. Cory Booker talking about Donald Trump referring to MS-13 and the violence they have wrought in this country.
Here's a guy that used patriotism. Whenever somebody pulls out patriotism and uses it as a way to condemn other people for their...
It's not about condemning other people. It's about genuine love of the damn country and appreciation for the fact that you're here, right?
Yeah, remember, it's such a great place that all these people want to come run here. But then if you show appreciation for it, it's and
then of course he says that he states the obvious that there are some actual s-hole countries in the world.
Yeah. And by the way, you know what I think is funny about that is that he never mentioned what countries were s-holes. The media came out and was like, why is he talking about black countries like this?
Yeah, there's brown people. Yeah, he mentioned in Africa, and by the way, Africa's not all black.
No,
it's not. There's Egypt over there.
Muslim.
There are Muslim countries over there. There are a host of countries that are not just black countries. Central America, by the way, and Haiti. Haiti is an asshole.
Patriotic acts, how they choose to exhibit their patriotism. That's a divisive way of going about it.
No, it's not. There's a way to show your patriotism in an overt way. That is to appreciate the country, appreciate what it stands for. Stand during the damn national anthem. Mm-hmm. Stand during the Pledge of Allegiance. Maybe even carry a pocket constitution.
And so the raw meat was ugly, and then the appeals to fear-mongering, using MS-13 as a way to cast a shadow around millions of Americans.
Now, my son and my daughter, we lived in Montgomery County, Maryland, a suburb of Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. My son's school, his high school that he would have gone to before we moved to the Kansas City area, was being overrun by gang violence. And there was a kid who was just stabbed 140 times in an assassination by MS-13 in Montgomery County. Okay? So, you can say all you want. You can say, the Dreamers are all a bunch of saints. They're all pure than the purest driven snow, better than your children. I mean, then that's what they really do. They say, essentially, they're saying by giving people, like, for instance, in Mario Cuomo in the state of New York, he wants to give free tuition, free in-state tuition to Dreamers, illegals.
Yeah.
They put your kids in front of kids born here. And you had mentioned earlier, why is that? It's all about the vote.
It's all about the votes.
It's all about the vote. Did you have some comments you wanted to share, my brother?
We had one comment. Somebody said, can you speak about the DOJ train being hit by a cement truck this morning? Thoughts? They don't have all the details out on that yet. So, I mean, in the next couple of days, they'll probably have more details. They're still kind of figuring out what's going on with all that.
Well, I don't know much about it. These things happen. Amtrak sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's been how many Amtrak crashes have there been?
It's a government damn train.
Yeah.
Amtrak is a joke. We just had an Amtrak accident. A guy took a corner too hard, wrecked the whole damn train.
Yeah.
Fortunately, didn't kill anybody on the highway overpass that the train flew off of.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's interesting because the media pivoted from the State of the Union address and the enormous positive that people were feeling about it. And they pivoted to this non-story of a train wreck. I mean, it's a story. Don't get me wrong. There were members of the Republican Party on the thing, but it was not. I don't think it was something that should have completely taken over the news cycle. No. I had an interesting, real quick piece here that I wanted to mention. Piers Morgan, leftist, right?
Yeah.
He said the State of the Union stats don't lie. Americans are turning against Trump-hating celebrities and buying into the president's American dream. That is a nightmare for Democrats. And it's true. I agree.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of that? The celebrity, what was it? The People's State of the Union?
No.
Last night. Oh, the night before. It was so bad. It was so bad. And Michael Moore claiming that he somehow represents the people of America.
I can't watch that stuff. It's so cringy. It's so cringy. I mean, it's the People's State of the Union.
Yeah.
Like, what do they know?
They don't give a rat's behind about the people.
Yeah.
They don't care. The people exist in flyover country that their private jets fly over.
Yeah.
They only care when they want to try and rally. And I got to tell you, Dylan, and I'll ask you this. Some people are so convinced that the Democrats are going to steamroll the Republicans in November. How in the hell is that possible, dude? How is that possible when your message is nothing but hate?
It's not going to happen.
And it's certainly, they did a lot of damage themselves last night.
They did, and the only way that I think Trump will lose, and this is just my opinion, I don't agree. I think that if Trump grants amnesty, he will lose a lot of his base. I think that his base was here for immigration. I think that if he grants amnesty, I think he'll lose a lot of his base. And I don't think he will win if he does that. But I think that's the only way he'll lose. I think the Republicans are going to, they just passed major tax reform.
Oh.
They're doing a fantastic
job. Armageddon. No, dude. Armageddon.
Yeah.
That's crumbs, man.
Yeah. It's
$1,000 bonus is crumbs, dude. Don't you know that?
Yeah. And about the People's State of the Union, it's funny because I saw this Bill Burr segment. I don't know if it's a comedian, Bill Burr. And I love him. They were asking him, they were like, are you a liberal? And he said, I thought I was, so I moved out here. And then I realized,
how radical the liberals in California are. He's like, how come when you're near an ocean, all of a sudden you think you're this smart person just because there's an ocean near you? I mean, it's insane. These people are crazy.
Well, they are what I like to call bookends of depravity.
Yeah.
You've got Washington, D.C., New York, and you've got Hollywood over here.
Yeah.
Bookends of depravity surrounding the
actual America.
The actual America.
The America that doesn't want to leave the country.
Yeah. Somebody said, first time watching, love the show.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, yeah, I do a cooking show on Saturdays, by the way. I do a cooking show on Saturdays. I like to say that we can disagree on politics, but we won't disagree on ribs unless you're a vegan, and that means you have an eating disorder.
What do you have a shirt, by the way? You have?
Yes, I do have it on my... Oh, hey, let's go ahead and promote those shirts.
Let's promote the shirts.
Here we go. Ready? Hold on. There you go. This is one of the 72 designs now on tpublic.com. Look for conservaties, keyword conservaties. I like the uranium one with the drunk Hillary winking, making Russia great again.
Yeah.
You can order this on T-shirts. You can order this on mugs, laptop cases, the whole deal. You got me into this, by the way, Dylan. You have had a great deal of success selling your shirt designs, which are available at...
well, you can redlinemedia.org. You can go there and check it out. So, yeah.
Veganism is an eating disorder. You can't coexist with someone to kill you. Former S-hole country resident. Those all look so good on a variety of colors as well. We've got about another 3 or 4 minutes. Did you have anything you wanted to add to the show? I know you had a couple of stories.
Well, we had the story about the companies who are now creating their own healthcare company, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yes.
Let me pull that up right now.
Okay.
Let me just get the headline, because I just think it's interesting because, well, here, let me pull it up.
Okay.
If it'll open. I don't know if it'll open here.
I think, and I saw the story yesterday, 3 major companies that were pooling their resources with their 1 million employees to essentially build their own healthcare company. Hold on, let me look this up. I thought this was interesting. And, I think it's...
So it's Amazon, Buffett, Warren Buffett, and then J.P. Morgan.
Gotcha.
Forces. Now, this is like the ultimate example of the free market stepping in, which I think is fantastic. Everyone says, the government needs to do this, the government needs to do that. Look at this. These are 3 people, 3 rich billionaires who apparently don't care about the people. Remember, the rich people, they don't care. The rich people, they're out of touch. How the heck could Warren Buffett ever care? Well, now they're starting their own insurance company to help drive down prices and help people who can't afford healthcare get healthcare. I mean, I think it's fantastic.
It's remarkable, and what 14% of your income means to a corporation, and you immediately think maybe the reason why your companies are perceived as being greedy is because you take 35% of their profits for doing nothing for them other than hyper regulating them.
Yeah,
and you've got some enormous, I think, terrific. Bonuses, pay raises, all of this, just because they took that giant number and dropped it down to 21, and American business said, thank you, Mr. President. America's open for business. Did you hear what happened to China? Donald Trump, China, they wanted to, they're selling solar power equipment and all this. And Donald Trump decided to slap a massive tariff on China's solar energy program, selling stuff here. So you know what they decided to do? Build their plants here. They're going to build their plants here.
Funny, actually,
it's the art of the deal, baby.
Investing tip for your viewers.
Yeah.
I was watching it. Right now is a terrific time to invest in gold.
Yeah.
No company I'm promoting here. I'm just like, it's a good time to invest in gold because America is devaluing the dollar to bring businesses back, because essentially what they want is the exports to be less expensive so that people start making products here.
Yeah.
And so the value of the dollar is dropping. Like if you have a $20 bill right now, it dropped 13% just this year, which is the biggest drop in history. It's in the last 30 years. So basically history is longer than I've been alive.
Did you get in on Bitcoin?
I did not get in on Bitcoin, but gold I'm going to get in because China has just now launched their new thing. So they're saying, like, with the yen, they're saying if you buy oil with the yen, with the petrol yen, we will give you gold in return. So now people are getting rid of the US dollar, they're buying gold. The value of gold is going to go up like 13, 14,
Hillary Clinton started her own cryptocurrency, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin,
not worth a damn.
Yeah.
Just not. It would have been worth a lot of money had she been elected to foreign governments.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, no. Anyway, Dylan, thanks for joining me tonight. Say hi to everybody, and again, one more time on where people can find you on the web and whatnot.
It's right there, redlinemedia.org, or Instagram at 2_savage_4_Democrats.
All right, guys, have a glorious evening. Great to have you in here, Dylan, and I will see you again tomorrow night, same time, same place. Major announcement, by the way, coming soon as to where else you can hear or watch my show. I'm getting ready to launch a second show. All right? God bless. See you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to The Rob Carson Show. Friend him on Facebook at Carson Show, on Twitter at Rob Carson, and on Instagram. I think Facebook and Twitter are enough for now. We'll see you soon.